Good morning. Time is about 20 past 8, I suppose. No, 20 to 8, I suppose. I've been awake since 6 o'clock, just after 6. I've not seen or heard anything. It's just about stopped raining, and it's been raining since I don't know, about 1:30 this morning. Nothing's happened on the rods, nothing at all. So apart from that fish soon after I got here yesterday, I've not had a tweech. Don't know what to say really at the minute. I'm on my second cup of coffee. Hair looks a mess. Have I got an airbrush in here? No. Got just about everything else, but I ain't got an airbrush. Still don't know whether to concentrate on this one, on this lake, all year. But change the bait. But saying that, the bait I've got out there now is just an experimental one. It's a regular fish meal mix. But I've made 1 or 2 changes. Whether the changes have been for the better or for the worst, I ain't got a clue. I ain't got a clue until I start catching fish. Yeah, start catching fish. The way my winter went, which is possibly the worst winter I've had for, I don't know, 10, 11, possibly even 12 years. Won't say it was the worst winter I've ever had, because when I first started winter carp fishing, then I just didn't have a bloody clue. And it took me a couple of winters to get my first fish. But back then, there weren't many people winter carp fishing. I've always liked a bird food bait in the winter. Saying that, I would quite happily use a bird food bait all year round. Quite happy. So on my last day out, I turned around and said that I was going to show you how I pimp up my bug baits. But I can't do it because I ain't got the stuff here. But basically what it is, I've got 2 powders at home from feed stimulants, One is a winter amino. It's full of amino acids. It's a mixture of amino acids. And I've also got a summer one. Now, on the tub, it says that the winter one is for water temperatures under 13 degrees, I think, and the summer one is for over 13 degrees. So what I've done was put some flavour spray over the baits. Put some flavour spray over the baits, and then put to a full pot that size. I put a quarter of a teaspoon of the amido compound in the pot and gave them a good shake. Now, for a start, the inside of the bottle turned white because that's the colour of the amino compound. But after another 3 or 4 treatments of the flavour spray, that's the colour. I mean, it's not clear, as you can see, but it's soaked up all the aminos and they've sunk into the bait. As soon as I cast it out, there's an amino reaction around the bait, which hopefully should attract the fish. Hopefully. Now, on that rod, I've not had any action at all that's got that on it, which is why I'm fishing 2 baits close together, the pop-up and the bottom bait tipped with plastic corn, just to see if it does make that little bit of difference. When you're trialling stuff like this, it's no good, or to me, it's no good just using it on one rod in the same area, in one area. You've got to have 2 rods within the same area, and then if one is consistently going more than the other one, then that is doing something right, whereas the other one is not, if you know what I mean. So I won't be adding it to any more hook baits, not until I've come to my conclusions, and them conclusions will come to an end in September, October, because it could be the fact that whatever setup you got out there, whether it be a pop-up and a bottom bait, same as what I've got today, it might be the fact that they're just preferring the one over the other within that situation. But if over a period of time the pop-up is going more, then it's worth persevering with. So, testing times ahead. Testing times ahead. I'm filling out my first order from feed stimulants. I've got quite a few bits and pieces that I'm interested in, but again, whether they work or not, I don't know. Not until I actually get them in a fishing situation. Yeah, bait companies say this will work and that will work and this will work, but it might not. It might be that they're not working on Pacific waters. Same as the addition of flavours to your bait. Most bait companies will say, yeah, 5 mil to a mix, or 10 mil to a kilo, 5 mil to a half kilo, whatever. But you've got to do your own field testing of those flavours to get it out of the fish in your lake respond. I think I've said this before. A classic example was cream flavour. On the bottle it said 5 mil, so I added 5 mil and got no response at all. Then on one particular lake I upped it to about 8 mil, I think it was, 9 mil, and the bobbins just wouldn't sit still. Same with shellfish Sensapil. When Hutchie first brought that out, it was stated as 5 mil per mix. So I added it at 5 mil mix. Yeah, the fish were swimming around it, but they weren't going down on it. So I went a little bit higher, still no response. Dropped it down to 3 mil, and that was it. As soon as the fish come across it, they were straight down on it. And I took it to another lake, again using it at 3 mil because that's what had worked for me in the past. Couldn't get a pull at all. So again I went up in dosage, still no response. Dropped it down to 1 mil per mix, and again the bobbins were flying. So over the years, although they turn around and say 5 mil of this, 5 mil of that, I always do my own field testing. To get the perfect, well, I think the perfect level for the lake that I'm fishing. I mean, you must remember when the bait companies are originally field testing their flavours, they've got different people fishing different lakes all over the country. And where they state, for example, again 5 mil, that is the average dosage, which is why I used to like NutriBase flavours, because they just didn't turn around and say, yeah, you got to chuck 5 mil of this in. With NutriBase flavours it was mostly anywhere between 2 and 8 mil. Per base, per 500 grams. So there was there's a bit of a gap there. Another one is maple. Maple flavour. they Nutribaits recommend between 2 and 8 mil. Most flavour companies will turn around and say 5 mil. But from what I've seen of one or two others, Premier Baits and what was the other one? Spotted Fin, they recommend 5 mil per kilo, which is 2.5 mil per mix. Now, whether theirs are stronger than anybody else's or not, I don't know, because I've never used them. But with the maple flavour, I've actually gone as high as 12 mil per 500 grams and still caught. I think maple's one of my... It's getting close to one of my all-time favourite flavours. Another one of my favourites is Scopex. That just seems to catch anywhere you go. One flavour that I've not had a great deal of success on, but I know a lot of people that have, is chocolate malt. I just can't seem to get the level right on chocolate malt. I've used it as low as 1 mil and up as high as 15 mil. And I just can't. I've caught fish on it, but I can't get it to work consistently. So I just don't know what it is with that one and me. So, I mean, I've got a bottle of that at home, but make my own hook baits with it, and I'm still not bloody caught. I like spices, or spice flavours. My all-time favourite flavour, right from day one, has got to be Ultra Spice. The amount of fish I caught on that was unbelievable. Mind you saying that, everybody caught a lot of fish on it. Not really done any good on its follow-up, Mega Spice. Essential oils, I used to love black pepper oil. Used to love it. But it seems, at the moment to me, it seems like it's the most really common essential oil out there. So I generally steer clear of that one now. For the winter, for my winter bait, and more so cream flavours, I now use clove oil or geranium. For something totally different, and you can get it from Holland and Barrett, peppermint oil is good, but you got to know the right level for it. I mean, in a base mix, the essential oils are measured in drops, not mil. Friggin' rain. Yeah. We'll have to get my breakfast on soon. Breakfast wrap. Yeah. I've had 2 cups of coffee. Yeah. Not had any fish. Bleh. So, yeah. Right, I'll go and sign off for now. Bloody hell, I've been waffling for 20 minutes again. God, I can't half waffle, can't I? Right, speak later. I'm just doing my dinner. Going to give it another couple of hours, I think. Then head off home. Absolutely nothing. I've not seen anything, not heard anything. We'll put some bait in when I leave though. I think I'll put another 5 bombs of particle out there. And another couple of whole and chopped boilie. And then on the other rod I'll put out another handful of bait. I think ready for tomorrow when I come after work. It's thoroughly enjoyable, even though I've blanked. Well, yeah, blanked. I didn't, because I didn't land that fish yesterday. To be honest, half the time I don't know what I've been doing, because it's my first overnight session of the year. But we learn by our mistakes and we move on. If you don't learn by your mistakes, then you don't improve. Simple as that. I still honestly believe there's fish out there, even though I've not seen anything. So yeah, learn by your mistakes and move on. It's no good thinking, if I'd done this, would it have been different? If I'd done that, would it have been different? Because they're only ifs. And you can't learn by ifs. So, yeah. Learn by your mistakes and move on. I mean, if we're going on ifs, if I'd have used a £25 main line, I could have possibly landed that fish yesterday. But that's an if. And I'm not using £25, I'm using 16. So everything's put in front of us to try us. We all can't have the luxury of being on the lake 24/7, 7 days a week. I think if I'd done that, I'd get bored with it. In fact, I pretty much guarantee I'd get bored with it. I would. So, yeah. I'll sign off now. If I have a fish, I'll show you. If you don't have a fish, I'll see you the next time.